Hello and welcome to our live broadcast. Today's broadcast is for, excuse me, Facebook. I'm going to try to fix my YouTube for just a second. Oh, there we go. Today we are going to be talking about fasting and dental hygiene, and this topic is for our aging community. Usually we come at you talking more specifically about things as far as aging women, but on Fridays, Michael and I come together and we do try to include topics that are more general and for our community as a whole. So, fasting and dental hygiene. A very popular and frequent question that I get asked is, does using things like toothpaste break your fast? Should I mouthwash when I'm fasting? And what are some of the things that we could do to help us stay in a fasted state while taking care of the things that we need to take care of, like our dental hygiene? So I noticed a significant difference in what was going on with my own personal, dental hygiene, while like kind of keeping track of what was happening when I went to my dental visits. And Michael, did you kind of notice the same thing?
Yeah, I definitely noticed some huge differences. I was on that
Periodontal?
periodontal schedule for sure, and I was on that for a while, and I finally was able to break away from that with intermittent fasting for sure.
Right, and so Michael and I both have our wisdom teeth. Neither one of us had braces, and so we have sort of like this crowding with our teeth, and we've always had sort of that issue with, I am not a big flosser. I'm huge on keeping my mouth clean and brushing my teeth and those kind of things, but my teeth are very tight, so flossing for me is really difficult. Michael, on the other hand, is really good about flossing, but because our teeth are sort of crowded, and because we do have those wisdom teeth, it was always those areas that were really causing us some trouble with our, I guess, periodontal advice or whatever, and keeping us in that zone of having a really healthy mouth. And as you age, what happens just naturally is you start to notice some things that are changing, despite the fact that you have really good practices with your dental hygiene, or you're regularly going to the dentist. And I know even dental insurance today is something that's just not available to all people. And so what are some things that you can do in conjunction with your fasting that can really help improve some things? And so I noticed immediately with fasting that my dental visits were getting better. A lot of the concerns I had, like with the back area of my mouth where I do still have my molars and wisdom teeth, suddenly were no longer an issue with my dental hygienist, and she was super impressed with the fact that everything was improving so much. So not just slight improvements, but big improvements. She asked me what I was doing, and she asked me how often I floss, and I, of course, was honest with her and say I floss maybe once or twice a month. Floss when I maybe have something stuck in my teeth, but it's not like my daily practice. I just brush my teeth well. We did change toothbrushes, and we're going to share with you guys what we did with that. But my main thing was fasting really helped my dental hygiene because I wasn't constantly exposing what was going on in my own mouth as far as the chemical makeup of my mouth with bacteria. So I wasn't constantly putting food in my mouth. I stopped chewing gum. I stopped eating mints. All those little snacky things I was having throughout the day really did give my mouth an opportunity to self-cleanse. So I wasn't putting things in it that was causing a lot of that bacteria. A lot of times that's just carbohydrates in general. Michael, how did you feel about what you had going on?
I felt like you said, I was definitely a big time flosser. So I thought that was kind of the key to everything. And, we have the same dental hygienist and dentist, and she was telling me about what Diane's outcomes are. Well, Diane would tell me, first of all, how great her spacing was. And every time they do that spacing, even though I was past the periodontal stages that I was going through, I still had the spacing that it wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be. A lot of Diane's spacing was, if you're familiar with spacing, she had a lot of...
That's when you have like that deterioration between your teeth and your gums that they tap you for when you go to see a hygienist. Yeah.
And she turned a lot of her 4s and 5s into 1s and 2s and maybe a few 3s. I don't think you have 3s anymore, do you? Mm-hmm. Well, so I saw mine change from, having the deep, 5s and 6s to change into having a lot of ones, a lot of twos, and still having threes and fours. And I was flossing all the time, you know, and I even had one five, I think, on my last appointment. Just one, you know, which is better than what it was before. But here I am, the big time flosser, and I'm not even keeping, she doesn't floss at all. And well, she flosses, but not regularly like the way I do. And she was getting better checkups. So with intermittent fasting and like what Diane said, what we're going to share with the new brush we've been using, major improvements.
Right. So we know fasting does put our bodies in a state of self-healing. And we are told as a society that, you know, aging, some things that happen in the aging season or cycle are irreversible. And a lot of the things that I had going on, you know, dentally, I guess would be the way to say it, I thought were irreversible. I thought, oh my gosh, I've lost some, you know, bone density in my jawline, and I'm going to end up being, you know, that person that has, you know, had to have teeth extracted or whatever I was going to have to do. And what I'm finding is that it's reversing as well as some of the other things that were going on in my body that I thought were part of the aging process. So not only is my dental hygiene better because I have less carbohydrates, less bacteria in my mouth, but some of those things that I thought were inevitable because I was aging, I'm finding are also reversing. And so fasting has really allowed my body that opportunity to do its work there as well and heal itself and regenerate what my body needs to stay youthful and to keep these teeth in this mouth. So I'm very grateful for that. So what can you do if you're fasting and maybe you have some dental issues that you're trying to correct or you feel like are hopeless, but you want to move into the hopeful category? Well, the first thing is clean fasting. I think that was the biggest thing for me is when I fast. I don't play games, I clean fast. There was a period of time when I was fasting and healing my body that I was clean fasting hardcore and I didn't use toothpaste at all. And I know when I say that to people, they gasp and they think there's no way I can go without using toothpaste. But let me tell you how that evolved for me. The less carbohydrates that I was putting in my body, and I don't mean carbohydrates in the general sense of the term. I mean a lot of those extra things that I didn't need that I cut out. A lot of the fruit that I had cut out, I went for a period of time with zero fruit whatsoever. A lot of those little, you know, fancy drinks with flavorings and all those kind of things were completely cut out. And when I fasted, it was just black coffee and mineralized water for 20 hours. That meant I didn't put anything in my body but those two things. So those were the days that I started my day with a clean and completely empty toothbrush, and I brushed my teeth with just water. What I noticed and why I was able to do that is when I woke up in the morning, having a feast that was really clean and didn't have a lot of those empty, you know, unnecessary carbohydrates in it, is that I woke up with a fresh mouth. So I didn't have that typical morning breath situation because I went to bed with a clean mouth, because I didn't have all those extra carbs and bacteria building up when I was sleeping because I just didn't have them in my body in the first place. So I would brush my teeth before I went to bed with very little toothpaste, because I've changed that habit as well. Very minimal toothpaste, sleep, and then wake up with a fresh breath. It's really easy to brush your teeth with no toothpaste when you don't feel like you have to erase something that's not there. So that was a big thing for me. I have been using this type of toothbrush. We're going to share it with you guys. And if you're on our Sunday email list, we're going to include all of this information in there for you guys as well, so you don't have to worry about taking notes or anything right now. But we upgraded our toothbrush as a family. I've been using this type of toothbrush since I was in the dental industry. So I've been using this for a really long time. So fasting really has been that thing that has made the big leap, because this is the kind of toothbrush I've been using since I was in my mid to late 30s, I think. I've just upgraded it to a better model. So this type of toothbrush, or an electric toothbrush, does help you feel comfortable about letting go of maybe overusing toothpaste or some of the other products that we're using, because it is designed to actually clean your teeth the way they're cleaned at a dentist office. So this has really helped me be okay with the non-flossing habit that I have, and really has duped my hygienist. She can't believe that I don't floss the way is recommended, but I still have the good dental results that I have. And a lot of it has to do with this toothbrush, because it acts as a flosser with the bristles that are on this toothbrush. So it does go in between the teeth and helps you keep the bacteria out of there. So this is a good thing to invest in if you're fasting and you really want to start letting go of a lot of the dental products that are recommended, some of the over chemicaled toothpastes, a lot of the flavored and super sugary type of things, you can actually get rid of if you just upgrade and invest in a toothbrush. That's going to do a lot of that work for you.
Something I found that where it was helping me the most was I would get like the coffee stains, especially on the bottom, as we drink coffee a lot, and I would get those serious coffee stains. And now with this toothbrush, I feel like those, I know I don't have those stains there anymore. In another area where I get the gaps where you can see the 4s and the 5s, and you can even get a 6, is like back in the back and on the bottom and on the top. And since I've been using this toothbrush, I have the electric toothbrush, I don't have those anymore. I'm down to just one.
Right.
So I'm really anxious to see that since I've been doing this brush full time now, I'm really anxious to see when I go back for my next appointment. I want to see the surprise on her face when she sees that 5 go to a 1.
Right.
She's gonna say, "What did you do?"
So we're the people that we go hopping into our dentist's office, like we can't wait to get our report from the dentist, where, before we used to kind of like go, oh, how many 5s am I gonna have? We like love to go to the dentist and get a better report card from the last time, just like we love going to the doctor too and going, no, we don't take any medication, no, we don't have high blood pressure, no, we're not suffering any kind of middle-aged ailments like a lot of people do. We don't have any of those things. So we want you guys to be encouraged to do the same thing, like hip hop into your dentist office and be excited about the report that they're going to give you. The other cool thing about this type, so this is an Oral-B, which is my favorite, is the round head. So a lot of people have more of the elongated or oval type of toothbrush head. And what I like about this one, especially if you're like us, we still have our wisdom teeth. I've never really had any problems with mine. Michael doesn't have.
I had a problem with one that I had one removed, and it's the only one they could reach. The other ones they said are way too deep.
So it would be major surgery for him. It's just not worth it. So we have to be aware of how we're cleaning those teeth way back there. So the good thing about this type of round bristled toothbrush is you can actually get back and around some of those back teeth that really do end up causing us problems as we age, just from years and years and years of bacteria buildup.
And not being able to reach it.
Yeah, and plaque buildup just because you can't reach it. So I highly recommend one of these types of toothbrushes that are round, because you can get back there and twirl it around. So this is the Braun Oral-B toothbrush. We have a box we can show you guys. This is one of the super duper ones because we invest in our dental health, because we figure the more we invest in taking care of our teeth, the less we're gonna have to shell out to remove them or do work on them. And it's proving to work for us. So this is the Oral-B Genius 8000. It's the like Cadillac of toothbrushes. No, you don't have to go this big. But what we like about this one in particular is the fact that you can monitor your brushing habits on your cell phone. Hello. So you can actually turn your phone on, and it will like film you brushing your teeth, and it will send you a report back on the areas that you need to improve on, which I think is fantastic. Where was this when we were teaching our kids how to brush our teeth?
Well, it doesn't film you like video, but
you're
talking about like digital.
It tells you
connection.
where you maybe are not spending as much time as you are in other places, and it will tell you areas that you need to show some improvement in. The other cool thing about this one is it comes with several different toothbrush heads, so you can polish your teeth. You can do, I know a lot of people, can you guys see that right there? You can also, one is for like teeth whitening, so you can actually brush your teeth with that bristle. It will help with that. Also for like gum and tongue type of cleansing, that you can use a different bristle. You don't have to use this rough one that you would use on your teeth. So we really like that opportunity as well. And then it has a really good, cool carrying case that you can actually charge your phone in while you're charging your toothbrush. So if you're a person who travels a lot and you want to take your electric toothbrush with you and you don't want to have 50,000 USB cables plugged into your hotel room, you can actually plug your phone into your toothbrush charger, and it will charge your phone as well. So I think that's pretty cool. We've been traveling a lot lately, so now we can just take it all in one cool compartment. The other thing about this toothbrush, and I know I get a lot of women who come to me expressing this as well, and I know I went through it. Oftentimes I have trouble pronunciating words correctly, and it's because I had a surgery on the roof of my mouth where they removed skin to replace and reaffix the skin in areas where I had recessed gums. And the recessed gum problem came from me brushing too hard when I brush my teeth, because I do like a clean feeling mouth. And so what I thought, I guess I did it unconsciously, as I pushed really hard when I was brushing my teeth. This toothbrush comes with a sensor so that when you're pushing too hard on your bristle, I don't want to turn it on because it's really loud, it actually illuminates with a red light right here as an indicator to you to not push so hard. And that was a really big thing for me. Like I said, I had that surgery, and now my roof of my mouth is probably ruined forever. It just feels numb up there, and I still had the recessed gum.
That was probably the biggest issue you had with your teeth. You were getting good reports back, but you had recessed gums because you were brushing so
too hard. So if you have that problem as well, and your dentist is noticing that your gums are in certain areas recessing down, it could be because you're brushing your teeth too hard. So one of these toothbrushes might help with that as well, because it does. You just brush your teeth sort of mindlessly. I brush my teeth and I think about what I have to do for the day, or what's going on with the kids at school, and I'm not thinking. And so that really does help remind my brain to think about what it is that I'm actually doing, which is brushing my teeth.
And the big thing I think is, like, if you have parts of your mouth, especially the back teeth inside and out, and there's spots that you're not reaching or you're not spending enough time at, this toothbrush is going to let you know that. So that's a really big one for me, because where I have the problems is in the back on both sides. That's because I have a reaching issue, and like Diane said, both of us have really tight connections when it comes to our teeth.
Yeah.
So this can kind of solve that problem for you.
Yeah, and I've tried it all. I've tried the charcoal toothpaste. I've tried the baking soda toothpaste. I've tried all of those things, and what I have really found with every conclusion I have about fasting is the less you do, the more you seem to be benefiting. And I just didn't like the whole mess that the charcoal toothpaste brought to the table. I didn't like having to have an extra box of baking soda on my countertop or whatever. And so I've just really changed a lot of practices. I use very minimal toothpaste on my toothbrush, and I usually do that once a day. In the morning, I just brush my teeth dry. I don't use mouthwash or any of those kind of things. I just make sure that my mouth is clean and fresh in its like normal habitat of being clean and fresh. I drink lots of water, and I really just make sure that I'm cutting down on all those extra carbs so I don't have that extra bacteria. Remember, bad breath comes from bacteria. Bad breath is not normal. We're not supposed to have bad breath. We're supposed to just have whatever our body's scent is in our mouth, and anything above and beyond that that's negative is usually caused by something we are doing, not because that's the way our body is supposed to be.
Could be coming from your gut too, whatever's going on with your gut.
Yeah, but fasting
That's
helps
a whole
all
other
that.
issue.
So let's go back to fasting. Fasting helps everything. So just like it helps control your mouth chemicals or chemistry, I guess it would be, the acidity of your mouth, it does the same thing for your gut. If you just do nothing for a long enough period of time and let your body normalize and do what it's supposed to do. So I hope this answers a lot of the questions that you guys have that come to us about dental hygiene. Do we brush our teeth? Yes, we do. I brush my teeth more than twice a day if I feel like I need to. So remember, just brushing your teeth could be that thing that could really help you. Do you need to use toothpaste every day? That's a personal choice that you're going to have to come to terms with. Is it going to be completely detrimental to you if you brush your teeth with toothpaste in the morning? No, not as long as you're doing everything else that you need to do in your fasting and your feasting window to get the results that you want. If you're feeling like maybe it's overkill for you and you want to give it a go, I would highly recommend just getting a toothbrush that's going to keep the bacteria under control in your mouth, because you don't want to give up toothpaste and then go to the dentist and find the opposite to be true. So just make sure you're practicing good dental hygiene.
I'm still a toothpaste guy.
He's still a toothpaste guy.
So.
Yeah, and mouthwash guy. And that's fine. That's what works for him. I just feel like for me, I don't necessarily need it. Does that mean I'll never put mouthwash in my mouth again? Absolutely not. If I make up a good batch of pesto with lots of garlic in it, I might find that I need to do that.
Better be.
Yeah. So I just relax about it, and then I always suggest asking yourself the questions. Why am I doing this? Is it serving me a purpose? And can I either cut down or eliminate completely? And then you just make the best decisions for what it is you want your final outcome to be. But I can tell you from our home here, we have seen some really good improvement with our own dental hygiene. Even the aging aspects of what happens to us with our teeth and our mouth has been reversed because of some of the practices that we have incorporated and some of the things that we have changed. So hopefully that will give you guys a little sense of encouragement and hope as well, if maybe that's one of those areas that you've been struggling with for a while. So Teresa's here. It's encouraging. Yes, hope your gum and teeth gaps were reversed too. Yeah, I say just be really diligent about it and treat it like we treat our dental appointment like it's a hobby or a mission, I guess. We want the good report, and so we work for it. And so I would say keep that on your radar as well, and go, from a 6 month to a 6 month period, if that's what you do with your dentist. From the last appointment, what do you want the outcome of your next appointment to be, and make that one of your goals that you focus on every day with your fasting and your feasting.
And don't let them ever tell you that periodontal stuff is permanent. And they told both of us that at one point, that it's something you're always going to have to be on a schedule where you come in every 3 months because you have these periodontal issues. And so once that happens, we always have to keep no, that's not true.
Nope. I don't have the iPad here, so I can't read YouTube comments. Do you have your iPad?
No.
Or do you have your phone? Let's see if I can get on here and see the comments that we have from YouTube.
I don't have the phone, my phone or iPad.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see the comments on YouTube. You want to go get my
Go
bag? Yeah.
grab the iPad.
Oh, it's right there. So we'll see if we can get the YouTube comments really quick. So if you're joining us on Facebook, do you have anything about your dental hygiene that you're concerned about, that you hope fasting might help you with? Any questions that you have for us that we might be able to answer for you really quick before we get off? And like I said, this is not an ad for Oral-B or anything like that. It just happens to be the toothbrush that I've been using for a very long time, and that we as a family have been using, and we found really great results with. You can find an Oral-B at Costco. You can find an Oral-B at Amazon. We'll put some links in some areas where we, in some different versions that we've gone through. Like I said, you don't have to go with the big Kahuna one to start off with. You can definitely get something that's a little lower end and kind of work your way up if that's what you want to do as well. So we kind of worked our way up, and now that we have seen some great results, we definitely invested in just a little bit better toothbrush for us. Okay, let me see if I can get the comments on. Usually Michael does this for me, so I don't know. You want to see? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I don't see any comments over there. Maybe there's no comments today. All right, so we're going to close this up so we don't look awkward over here trying to fiddle with the iPad if there are no questions or comments on YouTube. So we will include all of this on our Sunday email. So I'll include the toothbrush that we had been using, the toothbrush that we're now using, and I'll include some links. I think Oral-B was having a sale, so if I can find that sale coupon for you guys, I'll include that as well. And I'll just kind of include some of the features and benefits that we have seen with what we've been doing as well. So as always, thank you for joining us. Sorry it was a little awkward today. And we will see you guys Monday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we will talk about something else that is benefiting us here in this community for today's aging women. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good weekend.